everybody. I'm up on my hill and I wanted to talk to you today about making cairns. They're spelled C-A-I-R-N-S. It's plural, obviously. And they're little stone towers, I guess, and this is what they look like. So here's the central one I made, and then I made these little guys around it. Now, when you make a cairn, the reason that I make them is often I'm just called to do it, especially here in these mountains because it's so rocky and there's so much going on. But as you can see, there's like lots of people here who live here too. So when I was meditating today after I was called to make one, I didn't know what today's video was going to be about, and there's this cairn sitting right here that I usually adjust whenever I'm up here. And so the message that came to me was, we'll talk about doing these and what they are and why to do them. Ooh, there's something going on up there with that bird and that bug. That was interesting. She was trying to eat it, but she didn't get it, so good for the bug, bad for the bird. Anyway, random. But, okay, so this is the cairn, right? Obviously, it's bigger rocks at the bottom, smaller ones at the top, and you can use flattish ones, but as you're seeing, it's easier if you use flatter rocks. It is easier to make, but not really if you just balance them right. But what happens is that since you're using rock, which holds so much energy and memory because it's made up, some of it's organic, some of it's inorganic, but especially if you roll with the concepts that all matter is made of energy and all energy is pure life, then everything has consciousness. And so the more dense something is, kind of the more stable, solid kind of consciousness it holds. So if you reconfigure it, then it's going to beam stuff out for a really long time. So when you make one of these bad boys, if you are used to feeling energy with your hands, and the way that you feel it is, it's just like a sensation on the inside of your palm. And if you say, put your hand over here where there's nothing going on, and then put it over the cairn, it is thicker. It feels like the air is thicker. To me, some people might feel heat, cold, tingliness, something else, I don't know. But what has happened is you've made like a amplification point there, or a purification point there. So it's like you're putting a water filter, but instead of water, it's in energy. So when you do this, obviously it's with a sense of reverence, or you just feel like doing it, but it's never a negative thing, so you're always doing something beneficial when you're purifying any energy. So once you do it, you can choose to put an intention into it. You don't have to. You can just make a cairn and go along your merry way. Sometimes I do one, sometimes I do the other. And know that as long as it stands there, it will keep purifying energy, and possibly after it's gone too, because energetic stuff leaves imprints behind. So you can, once it's up, see, as you can see, this one was the center one, and then I did all these little guys around. I just felt called to do it. I can't really explain why. But if you want to charge it, you just rub your hands together till they get warm, or if you already know how to run energy, you just activate your palm chakras, think of an intention, and then charge it up. Imagine that there's energy flowing out of your hand and into the thickened air around these things. And even right now, it feels as if like there's a slight breeze today and it's kind of cold, but every time I put my hand over this little grouping, it feels warmer right here. And you'll just have to do it yourself to test it out. And so as you're making these intentions and dealing with these rocks with your hands, then the energetic circuitry, the electric circuitry in your hand is going to plug into the rocks and be transferring information. So not only are you putting your energy onto the rock with your intentions, but the rock that is now purified is also linked to you. So as long as this cairn stands, and possibly afterward, because things do leave energetic imprints, you are going to be purified as well, because now there's a link between, a resonance between you and the cairn, as if, you know, in a room full of musical instruments, if you pluck a string on the instrument on one side, if another instrument on the other side is perfectly attuned to it, it's gonna buzz or sound as well. So that's a cairn. They're easy, they're free, they're fun to build, really fun for little kids to do, fun for grown-ups to do, and they take, what, maybe 15 seconds or something? So that is your info for the day. What else is going on? Let's see. The Sedona Bliss Out is still open for registration, both in person and remotely. My intuitive development class starts Thursday, the 21st of March. And also, the Bliss Outs are going to be changing. I'm really excited. They're expensive to come to, and I've never liked that about them. That's always kind of been a gripe in my mind, but it costs a lot to put them on because you have to pay for all the stuff that you do. So I've found an interesting middle ground, which is going to let a lot more people experience them, because I know a lot of you say, I would love to come, but I can't afford it, or I can't get away for 3 or 4 days, or whatever it is. So yeah, there's going to be a super cool option that I'm still perfecting before I unroll it, but that's coming. So anyway, another shot of the cairn. I'll give you a nature shot before I sign off. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Go in peace, and I'll talk to you again very soon.